Hi everyone, I'm Jenna with Brown Dot Craft Company and I am coming to you live from Hudson, Wisconsin. Tonight we're here for class. It's a Halloween class. It's still August, but Halloween stuff is out, so why not craft with it, right? So we're here for the Potions and Spells Edition 1 class, and a few of you have asked what's Edition 1 and what's Edition 2, so I'll go over that. If you are joining live, say hello in the chat. Hi Christina, hi Patty. Nice to see you guys. I'll flip the camera and I'll show you what we're going to do tonight. We're going to make 3 cards and they use mostly the dies from this bundle. This bundle is an online exclusive and it's one of the only Halloween bundles that has been released with Stampin' Up. There's one other stamp and it's with some cute ghosts. There aren't any dies to that set. Hi Trish. There aren't any dies to that set, but there are cute ghosts. And then on September 4th, which is next week, I think it's next Wednesday, there are some really cute scrapbooking things coming out and some DSP and like some ephemera type things and another stamp set that's like sentiments. So you can get that catalog. It's like an online only catalog, but there's actually a catalog to it. So you can find that online. And then you have just 2 more days to use your bonus days coupons if you have those. So I used mine up, but if you still have some, make sure to get an order in and use up your bonus days coupons. Okay. Hi Linda. Oh, I hope you had a great day too. Okay, so let's flip the camera. I will show you these cards. And I'll show you. So this is the bundle. It's a photopolymer stamp set. It's really cute. And you can stamp pretty much everything and die cut it out, or you can die cut stuff out too. So like standalone dies in here. Lots of different options. So we're going to make 3 cards today. One, we're going to stamp and color things and die cut them out. That's this card. Okay. And then on the other 2, it's going to feature die cuts. Okay. The camera will focus on this eventually. It doesn't know what to focus on. Come on now. So the difference between this class and the one that's coming up in a couple of weeks for Potions and Spells Edition 2, this one is these 3 cards. We're going to do ink blending. And the one that's coming up in a couple weeks in September is going to be shaker cards. Okay, super cute shaker cards. And I showed the shaker material last week. But this is going to be some. Those are cute little bats. And then these are cute little ghosts and bats. And okay. And there'll be some seed beads mixed in with there and maybe some other clay embellishments. I'm not sure yet. I haven't made the cards. So as soon as I make the cards. So in that class, we're going to make 3 shakers. Okay, so that's what the different classes are. So those will be probably some cute cauldrons with some shaker pieces and that kind of stuff. Okay, so that's what we'll be doing in that class. So that's how that's different from this class, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay, let's see. Let's get going. Let's get going on cards. I sent out the step-by-step instructions quite a while ago for all August classes. It probably went out more than a week ago. So if you were signed up for class, you got the PDF with step-by-step instructions quite a while ago, okay? But that lists all the measurements and the colors we used. The colors we're using are Night of Navy, Highland Heather, Gorgeous Grape, Gray Granite, White, and then black for coloring our images. And then we'll do Stampin' Blends. Oh, and of course I didn't pull out my Stampin' Blends. They are Pebbled Path and black. And I'll tell you that I did color the cat on my card with black, but I think I'm going to color him with some other colors too, just because it's so dark. It kind of, the lines of the stamp, since he was stamped in the black ink, when you use the black marker, it kind of blends him out. So I'm going to use some smoky slate too, I think, along with black for the cat. Oh, and the pot is smoky slate with wild wheat. And the books are blackberry, wheat, peacock mist, and crumb cake. So I need blackberry, peacock, what did I say? Misty moonlight, crumb cake. Okay. And that's it. Okay, so these are all of our markers. Oh my goodness. Light and dark of all of these. Okay, so these are all listed in your instructions, but if you, oops. It's not gonna stay. All right, let's see if that'll focus. I don't know if it will. There you go. If you want to take a screenshot with those colors, you can. I'm glad it focused. Okay, all right, I'm gonna put my little notes aside here. And let's pull out from your card kit, let's pull out this kit. So they all have black card bases, and this one has the pretty peacock mat. So I'm gonna find that one. Here it is. Okay, it's gonna have your black card base, and then it's gonna have two pieces of white. One is, they're both the same size. One is for the inside, and one is to stamp our images on and color them in and die cut them out. You're gonna have this little black sentiment, which, anyone have a guess where this little sentiment thing is from? Somebody put a guess in the chat. Okay. You're gonna have a little 1-inch strip of gray granite. This is gonna be like our little floor. And then the DSP and the peacock mat, and the DSP is the ducks. We're obviously not putting the ducks out, we're putting the ducks down. But the color is cute. Okay, now I've already stamped these for the sake of television in class, but on one of your white pieces of cardstock here, you're in Memento ink or any alcohol marker ink, alcohol marker friendly ink, you're going to stamp the cauldron, the bird, the crow bird, the cat, and the books. Postage stamp? Linda, that's a good guess. It is not postage stamp. They're like little scallops. I know it's hard to see that, but they're little scallops. Okay, any other guesses? And then you're going to have 3 embellishments. They are these little, they're tinsel pearls. They're not pearls, tinsel gems. I think they came out in the mini catalog last year. So these are like the greenish ones. They're not really green. They're, what color are they? Maybe they're Lost Lagoon or Coastal Cabana, maybe? I'm not sure. Okay, so this is what you will stamp. Now I stamped and die cut them and then just taped them in place. So let's color them. Okay, now the cat, I said I originally colored him all in black, but we are going to use black and smoky slate. Oops, if I can find them. Here's smoky slate, and then black. There's black dark. Where is black light? Oh, here it is. It's right here. Okay. Trish says color and contour or sweetly stitched. You know, color and contour is also a really good guess because it had those contour dies. Sweetly stitched. I don't remember that one, Trish. Is that an old one? Sweetly stitched. It's not sweetly stitched. Do I have you all stumped? Okay. I'll zoom in here so you can see them when I'm coloring. Let's do the cat first. Okay, so I'm going to take dark basic black, and I'm just kind of going to add a little bit of shadow on this little kitty, but not too much. I don't want his lines to be so colored the way they were on my sample. Okay, now I'm going to move into basic black light and bring out the color just a little bit here. So I'm going over what I already colored, and coloring a little bit more. But again, these are really dark. The black is really dark. Okay. Sweetly Stitched is maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Oh, Trish, I kind of wish I had it. It sounds fun. I don't think I have that one. I have all of my stuff is all of my retired stamp sets. Not all of them. The ones that fit are out here behind me. I keep them all here. I don't sell any of them. I should, but I don't. Sweetly Stitched. What did the... Gosh, I don't think I have any because I don't think I have any stitched dies. I think I'd know if I had stitched dies that were retired. I love stitched stuff, so I think I'd know if I had them. I don't think I have that, but did it go with Sweetly Stitched? Well, no, if it's 4 or 5 years ago, that's probably back before they made the stamp sets the same name, because they just did that like last year. Before then, the stamp sets were always a different name than the dies, and I never could remember which dies went with what. So I'm so glad that they decided to make the dies and stamps have the same name. Makes it so much easier. There's a couple instances where they don't match, but pretty much they always match. Okay, so I'm just using a combination of blacks and smoky slates for this kitty. And that gives us enough shadow. Trish says hand scallop dies similar to color and contour. Ooh, but the bumps were smaller. Oh, like the little scallops were smaller. Oh, the stitching was on the stamps. I don't think I have the stamps anymore, but I do have the dies. Oh, I think I know that. The stitching was on the stamps. I do remember that. Wasn't it like cute little shapes? Were they like a heart or something? And a... Yeah, I remember that. Okay, I wish I had it. I don't think I do. The cat. Oh, the cat I already did. The crow. I did Pebbled Path in black. So, Pebbled Path dark. Pebbled Path light and black light. So I did some of these feathers in black here along the edges. Okay. And then we'll go to Pebbled Path dark, which is also really dark. I'm going to do his little feet in Pebbled Path dark too. Okay, and then go to Pebbled Path light. And I'll do his beak in Pebbled Path light also. Okay. Whoops. All right, he's cute. Maybe a little more black. That's smoky slate. Where did black go? Basic black light. Here it is. Okay, all right, that's the little bird. Okay, the books, I did, the top book is Blackberry Bliss, so I'll start with dark, and I just sort of did this. Okay, and then light. This set reminds me of Hocus Pocus. And then this book gets Wild Wheat just the binding, and I'm using Wild Wheat Light. I don't know that it matters which one you use. And then the book below it gets Pretty Peacock. I think I'll do Pretty Peacock Light. Just the binding again. Okay. And then Crumb Cake Light and Dark. Here we go. For the pages. So I'm going to draw a line of dark and then blend that out with the light. So if I were you, I wouldn't stamp, die cut, color my images the way I'm doing it. I just do that for video purposes. I would stamp, color, die cut. Okay. And then this last book is going to be Misty Moonlight. And Misty Moonlight is, there's not a lot of difference between the dark and the light color. So I'm just going to do a little bit of dark down here. It's a really dark color. And go into Misty Moonlight Light. Whoops. A little bit more Misty Moonlight Dark. Okay. All right. When your books are done, I'm going to take a white gel pen. Oh, let's color the pot first. We'll add some highlights with the white gel pen. Oh, and our kitty needs a little pink nose. Let's do Petal Pink Dark and give her a little pink nose. Okay. Doesn't take much. Just a little. Oh, I forgot my water upstairs. I've been doing that a lot lately. Okay, the pot, the cauldron is Smoky Slate. So we'll start with dark Smoky Slate. And we just colored something. What did we just color? We colored a different pot from... What class was that in? We just colored a pot. I think I colored it the same way. Same colors. So I'm adding my shadows where the artist who drew the stamp set already had shadows. So wherever they're adding lines like this into the stamp, that's where they think the shadows should be. And I generally think they probably know what they're doing. So I do what they do. I'll follow their lead. And add my dark color there. And then blend out with the light. So I'm going over the seam, or not really the seam, the edge between these two colors and blending them together, and then I'm going to do long strokes to fill in the gap. Okay. All right, this is Wild Wheat, so I always start with the dark. It's just what I do, not what you have to do, just what I do. Personal preference. It helps keep your paper from being too saturated. if you start with the light and then go with the dark and then have to blend out with the light again, sometimes you can get the paper to bleed a lot. Okay, so those are my images. Oh, we need to add our highlights. So I'm going to take a white gel pen and add some highlights, which I put the highlight there on the sample, but let's put it over here. Okay. And let's put some on the crow and the little kitty. And then the bugs. So I do a line, a little dash, and a dot. A line, a little dash, and a dot. Whoops. Okay, that's how I do my highlights. Okay. And the white gel pen does stay wet for a little bit, so be careful. Then you will die cut them out. They don't take too long to die cut, but okay, and then let's do the stamping on our card. Okay, so this little piece right here is going to be, it's going to act as the floor. Our cauldron will sit on it, and we're going to stamp these two stamps. They're like little magic dots or something. We're going to take them and we're going to put them on a block together. I'm going to line them up like right next to each other on the block. Like they're literally touching on there. Okay. And we're going to take gray granite ink and stamp this on the gray granite piece. And it's going to look like tile. All right, there's our little tile, and we can stamp on the inside of our card. What did I stamp on this one? I think I just did the cat. I did the kitty in gray granite. Let's get this cute little kitty. My block is filthy. You know, I heard somebody put their blocks in the dishwasher. Like, oh my gosh, I've never thought of that. I wonder if it worked. I wonder if it worked. Okay. That's all I stamped on the inside of that one. And now in our white ink, should I tell you where our sentiment strip is from? Better yet, I'll show you. Now, I don't know if it's still current. I should have checked. Are you ready? Drum roll. It's from Mini Pocket Envelope Dies. It's this rectangle right here. Okay. It made a mini pocket envelope. I think it was an online exclusive. I don't know if it's still out there. It also has a square and this cute little stitch oval. But this piece right here is really fun. It makes a 3D paper bow. So you kind of like curve your paper and it makes a 3D paper bow. And then this obviously makes a little mini pocket. You can put a gift card in it or a little candy or something. So I feel like I've used it before, but I also am not sure. I'll tell you a story about how our night went after we've started to put our next card together when we're ink blending. Okay. All right. So let's take this. I am going to take a Misty and I'm going to stamp. Oops. I'm going to stamp with my white ink. So white ink is a pigment ink and it does take a little bit of time to dry. So after we stamp on this, we want to not touch it for a little bit because it will be wet and it will smudge. Okay, so I did a little hocus pocus right in the center. You could also heat emboss with white embossing powder, but I think this is fun. So here's my white pigment ink. You actually ink it up yourself. with a re-inker when you get it. So I'm going to stamp maybe 3 times. I'm not squishing out the stamps. I'm just pressing lightly. And now this needs to come out without me touching it. And it needs to sit on the side here and dry. Ooh. Okay. All right, let's put our card together a little bit, and then I will show you. We're going to stamp on the DSP too. I'll show you. Okay. So let's do a little bit of gluing, and then we'll pull the MISTI back out. Okay, so here's our card base, our black card base. Needs to be burnished. And we can glue all of this together. So this DSP is going to go on here, and this will all go on here, and this little floor is going to go at the bottom of the DSP. So lots of glue. I'm going to close this up. I'm going to put my arm in it if I don't close it up. Lots of glue. Oh, and I'm almost out of glue. This one might need to go in the garbage. All right, so I did get tape runners because I see people use tape runners, and I thought I wanted to be like them and try it, and I have tried it, and I just don't reach for it as my first choice. Like if I'm not thinking about it, I always reach for liquid glue, and I don't know, I really want to give a tape runner a try. I do. I just apparently am so used to using liquid glue, it's just a habit for me. It's just a habit for me, I guess. Okay, and then this at the bottom. Okay, now we're going to add dimensionals to all of these, and we will add dimensionals to our little sentiment strip too, but I don't want to do that quite yet because it's not quite dry. So let me add dimensionals to all of these, and we're gonna do some stamping before we put all this down, but we need to lay it out and get an idea first. Little kitty is so stinking cute. Supposedly he's bad luck, right? I don't know. I grew up with a black cat and I thought he was great. So funny story about that. He had a name, but he didn't have a name. Like we didn't call him by his name like ever. We only called him Kitty. So his name was Kitty. Okay, this is about where my cauldron's gonna go. Okay, my cat's gonna go over here. So since my cauldron's gonna go about right here, I am going to put this in my MISTI, and my dimensional, actually the backer is missing, so my cauldron might stick pretty good here, but I'm gonna take this bubble set, or this bubble stamp, and it's gonna be the bubbles bubbling over the cauldron right here. Okay, so I'm gonna stamp those onto the DSP here without the cauldron there. Wants to pick up my dimensional. Okay, and that's going to be in white. And I'll stamp it a couple of times here. These you can push a little bit harder. All right, and I'll show you. I think you'll be able to see it up close. And we're going to use these on the next card too. Maybe even all the, oh no, we don't use these on the next card, just on this card. Okay, so I'll show you up close what that white looks like. It's very subtle. Okay, can you see it on the camera? You can't see it as well on camera. You can see it in person. Okay, so that's where the cauldron is gonna go. We'll line it up with what we just stamped. Okay, now these little books I'm gonna tuck behind the cauldron. The little crow will go on top of the cauldron, and then the cat will go on the other side of the books. So these books are gonna get tucked behind here. Okay, kitty is gonna go here. Crow will go sitting on the edge of the pot here. And then lastly is our sentiment, which will go here. Okay. Okay, now we need to get our 3 green gems. So you'll have 1 big and 2 little, or 2 little and a big. You'll have different sizes is my point. Okay. Come on, they're all stuck to each other over here. Okay, and that's gonna go up here. Okay, so that's card 1. Isn't it cute? Cute, cute. Easy, cute, Halloween mischief and mayhem. Okay, all right, card 1. All right, let's look at card 2. Let's do, let's see. Let's do this one as card 2. So this one has a, they all have white, they all have black card bases. But this one is the one that has no broom, and it has this little round bottle with blue in it when you're pulling out your card bases. Okay, and oops, mine are all mixed together over here. Okay, so you are going to have some bubbles in navy shimmer, a purple shimmer. You're going to have a cauldron and a glimmer handle. That glimmer is actually peach pie. You'll have a vellum bottle with some potion, some blue potion inside, a sentiment strip, and 2 pieces of white, and then your card base. Okay, so the 1 piece of white is for the inside, and the other piece of white is for the front. We're gonna ink blend onto it. So let's do our stamping first. Let's do our sentiment, and our sentiment is double, double, toil and trouble in Night of Navy. So I really like this sentiment. I think it's cute. Just reminds me of Hocus Pocus and my childhood. I don't know how many times I watched Hocus Pocus as a kid. A lot. Okay, this is Night of Navy. Hocus Pocus was, like, we watched it so much my dad was so sick of it. I remember he'd be like, why are we watching this movie again? Like, I don't know, Dad, it's a great movie. It's a great movie. Okay, and let's stamp the inside. We do use this again. Okay, now take one of your white panels, and this is going to be the inside. Oh, I think I'll just stamp this with a black. We're going to stamp the Potions and Spells books in Gray Granite and a little Hocus Pocus in Night of Navy. So these are our little books in Gray Granite. And they're gonna go right here. And a little Hocus Pocus. In Navy. Okay. That's the inside. And one more thing of stamping, which is going to be Night of Navy. Take your other white panel and we're gonna stamp toward the bottom in the center. Okay. So we're gonna stamp Happy Halloween down here. So Happy Halloween is a long stamp like this, and it's gonna go centered left to right, about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom. And that's gonna get stamped in Night of Navy. We're not done with Night of Navy. We're gonna ink blend. So I'm just gonna leave it open and pull out my blending brush. Now we're gonna start at the top of the panel, which is obviously the opposite side of what we stamped on. And oops, good thing we're ink blending. I'm gonna take my blue blending brush and I'm gonna load up with ink, and I'm gonna start at the top here, light hand, and I'm gonna ink blend my Night of Navy. So I'm using a really light hand here. Oh, we do use the bubbles on this one. I thought we used them again. So I'm gonna build this up, and I'm only gonna bring the ink down to a little more than halfway, and as I bring it down, I'm gonna lighten it up. All right, I'll tell you a story while we're ink blending, since it takes a little bit of time, okay? So today, well, okay, so you guys saw my email, I'm sure, about classes, and I had to move Tuesday's class to next week, and I don't remember when I moved them all. Whatever the YouTube says they are is when they are. That's what I'm going off of. And so I had to move class because we lost power. We had a really bad storm, actually 2 of them. It was like a string of storms that came through, and we lost power, not at the first storm, which was really bad. I was actually driving in that one, so that was great. Side story to my side story, I had LASIK about 4 years ago, and ever since then I can't see at night, like at all. And I think that's really common. I've heard that from a lot of people who have had LASIK, that's just how life is after you have LASIK. So not only was it looked like it was nighttime, but it was downpouring, so it was really hard to see. So anyway, I was driving home in that. We got home, everything was fine. The storm passed, everybody, you know, like went to bed, and everything was fine. So I woke up at 6 a.m. to, like, when the power goes out, everything beeps around here. I don't know what beeps, but everything beeps. And that's what I woke up to, was the beeping. Okay. I have this ink blended to my liking, so I'm going to pause on my story and we'll come back to it. We're going to stamp the bubbles in white, but we need to line up our cauldron to figure out where our bubbles need to go. Okay. All right. So our cauldron will sit right here. Therefore, our bubbles, I was going to stamp this in the Misty, but let's try it not in the Misty and see how it goes. It may go poorly, it may go great, I don't know. You could use a Misty for this, that's what I used, but let's try inking this up super duper well. And just stamp it once and see what happens. Alright, I have a ton of white pigment ink on here. And I'm going to move the cauldron and stamp where the top of the cauldron is. I'm gonna let it marinate. Please stamp well. Please stamp well. Aww. Okay, I'm gonna try to line it up. It didn't stamp well. I'm gonna try to line it up in the Misty. Okay. Come on now. What a mess. I gotta wipe that off. Do as I say, not as I do. I even said I should be using a Misty. Okay. We'll fix it. We can fix anything, right? Alright, I don't know if that's perfectly lined up, but we're gonna go for it. I'll ink this up a whole bunch. It's not perfectly lined up, but it'll work. I wonder if I need to re-ink. Looks better. I think I need to re-ink. Okay. Alright, there's bubbles. And we're going to stamp some smaller bubbles around these big bubbles. And I guess we'll use the Misty. Okay, so there's these 3 little bubbles here. Okay, so those will get stamped in white also. So, okay, to continue with the story, it rained again today. We were driving, and all day there was like threat of rain. Like, rain is coming, it's coming. You know, I don't know what movie that's from, but there's some movie where they're always dreading the rain. So, the rain is coming, right? And so we were at jujitsu. The kids were all at jujitsu, and it starts to storm. You know, we're there for several hours, so it starts to storm while we're there, and no big deal. You know, it's really coming down. The rain is really coming down, and some of the kids are getting scared. You know, they're not, some of them are big, but some of them are kind of little, and they were getting scared. And so we were like, okay, we're in this big building, and there's barely any windows. You know, the kids can barely tell it's raining, except there's like a tin roof, so you can hear the rain come down on the roof. You know, like the pitter patter is really loud. Okay, and then like the sky starts to turn green, and all these kids are looking out the window, and then before we know it, there's a tornado siren going off, and the kids are like, is that a tornado siren? And so all of us parents are like, no, no, that's not a tornado siren. Just keep doing class. Because, I mean, we were safer in the building. Like, if there was going to be a tornado, we're in this big concrete building with, you know, like it's not going to fall down. We were safer in the building than we were outside of the building. But tell that to a bunch of, you know, the kids that were in there, you know, range from like 4 or 5 to, you know, 12. So tell that to a bunch of kids, you know. And the thunder was really loud, and there was a lot of lightning. And these poor kids, they were fine. And my kids were fine. They don't care. But a lot of the other kids were pretty upset. It's just, yeah. So we were in there, and there was a crazy storm going on. And so then class ends, and like some of the parents don't stay. They just drop the kids off. So some of the parents were coming back from wherever they go, which I would really like to know where they go, by the way. Like, where do you go when your kid does this sport? Because I don't know where I would go. I don't. But anyway, they were coming in, and they were absolutely drenched. And I was like, oh, is it raining just a little bit out there, you know? And they're like, yeah, just a little. And so I'm like, great. So we hang out and the rain's not letting up. And I'm like, well, I guess we're just going to make a run for it and get completely soaked because we can't stay here forever. You know, we have to go somewhere. I need scissors, you guys. I don't know what happened to mine. I have ribbon scissors, but I don't want to use them. So yeah, so I'm like, okay, we have to go outside. And the car, I parked as close as I could because I knew it was going to storm. So I parked pretty close. And so yeah, we ran out the door as quick as we could, and we still got completely soaked. Like, you guys, I'm not kidding. My clothes, my hair, I mean, soaked all the way through. Not just a little bit. Not just a little. Like, a lot. Like, a ridiculous amount. I have not been that wet from the rain, maybe ever. I'm not joking. It was a lot. So anyway, I came home and I was like, oh my goodness, I feel disgusting. My clothes were stuck to me and the kids were like, it was so much fun. I was like, no, it really wasn't so much fun. I don't know what's wrong with you guys, but so it was fine driving home this time. It wasn't bad. So that was a positive, at least. I mean, it was absolutely downpouring, but it was light enough out. It was fine driving home. So kids thought it was a lot of fun. So we quick ate dinner, and then I sent them up to take a shower. Like, you guys need to go take showers. You are due. Okay, we need our white gel pen to add some highlights. We should have done this before. I did this to on my sample too. I forgot to draw the highlights on. Okay. Now this one's going to get 3 blue gems, and let's see. Now for my cards, I ran out of the right color gems, so I think on the next card I'll have different colored gems than you do. These are blue. I don't know if they're Misty Moonlight or if they're supposed to be Night and Navy, but they match really well. Okay, all right, there's card 2. Okay, isn't it cute? Cute, cute. Card 2. Okay, now we'll move on to our third card, third and final, and this one gets a lot of ink blending too. It has a lot of pieces. It has a cute little broom. Here's your broom, and the broom is really easy to glue together. It's got this like little dot you can glue together. We don't need to glue it together because we're gonna put dimensionals on it. And you know what? I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna put the broom together right now. Maybe I don't need to put that there. I just put dimensionals on it. Okay, this is some ooze from our cauldron. Here's a bubble. Now my bubble is cut off, yours won't be. I always give myself the scraps, guys. So if you ever notice something is odd in my kit, that's because I don't have, I always give myself the defective pieces if there are any. Okay, you'll have 2 whites again. Here's our pot. Let's put our pot together quick. So this is cute. We'll have the same handle. And we're going to do some ooey gooey, I don't know what that is. Potions, witch's potion brew. So here's our pot. Whoops, gotta lower that some. And then this is the goo. Okay, that comes out of the pot. whatever that witch is cooking up. There's this really cute show. I think it's on Amazon. It's not that new anymore, but my daughter loves it. It's her favorite show. It's called Just Add Magic, and it's about these 3 girls. They're probably 12 or so. I think they're in middle school when the show starts. All right, here's our little potion. I think they're about 12 or so when the show starts, and they find this magical cookbook in their attic, and it was their grandma's, and you cook up spells, and it's really cute. It's my daughter's favorite show, and to be honest, I like watching it with her. So if anyone has ever seen it. And the girls' names are Kelly, Hannah, and Darby, and apparently in real life they're like best friends too, which I think is pretty cute. Pretty cute. Okay, I know I can get a dimensional on here. I think I gotta cut this. Yeah, apparently they're like best friends in real life too. So it's just a cute show. Really cute show. Okay. Alright, get all those done. Okay, let's do our stamping. So, should we try clear black? Let's try clear black for some of it. Okay, let's take our white, one of the white pieces, that'll be the inside, and we're going to take gray granite and gorgeous grape, and we're going to stamp the bubbles in gorgeous grape. Down here. And then a little hocus pocus, which must be on a block. Here it is. Is it a streaming show? Yes, Linda. It's on Amazon. I think it's an Amazon original. Okay, this is gray granite. It's a really cute show. We love it. Okay, a little hocus pocus. Okay, that's the inside. On this strip, we're gonna stamp Happy Halloween. And I'm gonna try not doing it in the Misty. It's like I haven't learned my lesson or anything. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, Happy Halloween. And that's gonna be in gorgeous grape, right in the center. You might ask where this strip is from. It's actually from Hearts and Hugs. Right here, I just leave it out because I use it so much. Okay, it's from Hearts and Hugs. Okay, we need to do one more stamping thing. But we do it after we ink blend. So let's do our ink blending. Okay, this time we're going to ink blend with Gorgeous Grape and Highland Heather and a little bit of black. Okay, so take your other white panel and your purple blending brush, and you're going to load up with Highland Heather, and we're going to start actually in the center and ink blend Highland Heather all over this panel. We're not going to worry too much about the edges because we're going to ink blend a different color onto there. So the key here is use a light hand, and don't be worried if it's splotchy because as it dries, the ink will even out a little bit. You want to use a light hand because you want to try to avoid having brush strokes in the cardstock. You will have some inevitably. It's just how ink blending works. But we're trying to avoid having too many of those. Okay, so this does take a little time. Should have saved my story time for this card. Now, what you could do is you could start with a piece of Highland Heather cardstock, and you wouldn't need to ink blend so much to get the color on here. I like ink blending, so I don't mind too much, but I don't mind. Okay, so did anyone take a look at the scrapbooking catalog? And if so, are you going to get anything? I'm curious. I don't scrapbook, not anymore. I used to, a long time ago. So I think I'm going to get a couple of the stamp sets. There was one that went with the reindeer set. It had like Winter Wonderland or something. Or maybe that was the snowy one. Okay, so I've got Highland Heather ink blended here, pretty good, in the center of the panel. Now using, whoo, I almost tipped that upside down. Using the same blending brush, I'm going to go with Gorgeous Grape and get all of the edges now. So I'm going to blend Gorgeous Grape into that Highland Heather. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna get one of those stamp sets. I think there was one set that had separate DSP. Maybe that was the reindeer one that I was thinking of. Otherwise, it's mostly cardstock. Like, it was like two-tone cardstock, which is, I think it's from Close to My Heart, is what it's from. I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it's from. Okay. Trish says, here, let me put comments up here so I can see them better. Trish says, I plan to get the Halloween and Autumn DSP. Not sure about the stamp sets. I don't scrapbook. Yeah, Trish, I was thinking the same thing. Get the DSP. That's right. There was the Cute Leaves Autumn DSP. That looked really cute. Yeah, the stamp sets are like sentiment stamp sets, and they're not really sentiments for cards per se. I mean, I think you could use them on cards, but they're clearly meant for like a scrapbook page. My understanding is Close to My Heart had two-tone cardstock, but this is two-tone cardstock in Stampin' Up! Colors. Oh, I see. So they're taking a page from Close to My Heart's book and doing two-tone cardstock, but it's in Stampin' Up! Colors, like Pool Party and Old Olive and Mossy Meadow, whereas the Close to My Heart stuff is not in Stampin' Up! Colors. Got it. Thanks, Trish. That's helpful. Okay. Now, we have darker outsides and a lighter inside. Okay, and we're going to do one last step. We are going to take our black ink, and I have a blending brush just for black. It happens to be a really little one, but it works. And I'm going to load up with Memento, and I'm going to pick one of these panels to be the bottom. I'm going to pick this one, and I'm going to ink blend black. And I'm just going to do a little bit, and what it does, you'll be able to tell the difference compared to the top when I'm done, but it just adds a little bit darker base. Okay, I'm not doing a lot, just a little bit, back and forth, light hand. Super light hand. Okay. Come back with some purple a little. Okay. All right, so see how it's darker here on the bottom than it is on the top? That's going to give us our base. Okay. All right, that is it for ink blending. I love ink blending, but it does make my arm tired. Trish says, yes, I think the sentiment stamps would be too large to be useful for me. Yep, I use a lot of small sentiments so you can see, yeah, so, small sentiments so that you can see the DSP. Yes, I know, I hate covering up DSP too. I agree. That's the hardest part for me when using DSP, is sometimes I just want to use the DSP, but then I feel like there's not much else on my card, you know, just a sentiment and a bow or something, which is fine. It's fine. It's just I like so much. Oh, we have to stamp on this quick. Okay, we're going to stamp a sentiment in the top right corner. So the darker part is on the bottom here, and we're going to stamp double, double, toil and trouble, and it's going to go right here, okay, in white. So let me pull out my white. I know you can't see me inking up, but I promise I'm inking up over here. And I'm going to stamp quite a few times because I think I need to re-ink. The pigment ink dries up really quickly. So now remember, it takes a while to dry, so don't touch. I watched someone do that live about a week and a half ago, and she ruined her whole project. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's awful, but it could happen to anyone, right? It almost happened to me. And now I lost track completely what I was saying because of that. Okay. I think what I was saying was that's going to be wet, so don't touch it, it'll smear. All right, we're done with the Misty. Okay, now we can add all of our fun pieces. So I'm going to do the cauldron. And the sentiment. So the cauldron's gonna go over here. And then the broom is gonna go right here. Okay, and then we gotta glue this little broom piece down. We'll tuck it under the what do you call the bottom part of the broom? We'll tuck the handle under the broom, I guess? I don't know what you call it. I don't know what the bottom of the broom is called. The broom? Just the broom, I think. Okay. All right, that's going down. Now we'll do this pours from here. Now I'm not sure if it's supposed to go this way, or yeah, it must, right? That must be the way it goes, right? I think like that. Not entirely sure. Okay, so we're gonna put this down first, like right here. Like right there. Okay, and then this will get glued down. Linda, you don't use the magnet to hold your paper down. Ooh, in the Misty? I don't. Do you want me to show you why? I'll show you why. Oh, thank you, Hildy. You're so nice. I love ink blending. Linda, I'll show you why I don't use my magnet. So in my Misty, she's talking about this. Why don't I use this magnet? I used to, but I don't, because in my Misty, I have this mat. It's a silicone mat, and it's called a grip mat. It's made by Waffle Flower, and they make them in all sorts of sizes. One of the sizes, I think it's the 6.5 by 8.5. It fits the Misty. It's meant to fit in here. And it takes the place of your mouse pad that comes in the Misty. So like what I used to do is that mouse pad thingy would come in the Misty, and then I would buy like a sticky mat and use that to hold down my cardstock. Well, if you have this grip mat in here, you don't need the magnet, usually, 98% of the time. So that's why I don't use the magnet. It's amazing. The sweepy part, or maybe the whisk, since a whisk is like a broom with no handle. I like that. This is the whisk, or the sweepy part. I mean, what do we call it when we're sweeping? It's just the broom, right? The sweepy. The sweepy part. The whisk. I like the whisk. This is the whisk. Or maybe the whisk. That's hilarious. I love the whisk. We're going with that. Okay, let's add all of our bubbles. Bubbles, bubbles, toils and troubles. So add your bubbles wherever your heart decides there should be bubbles. You're welcome, Linda. Maybe a bubble here. What else do we have? A blue bubble. Maybe here. Okay. And then we need to add our Happy Halloween. You could glue it down. I'm going to pop it up because why not? I don't mail most of my cards. I give them away. And if I mail them and they are extra dimensional, I don't mind adding another stamp to it. It makes it fun, right? Although I think I saw the stamps are going up again, aren't they? Forever stamps. I think I saw that. Okay, so this is going to go right here. Happy Halloween! And then everything can get glued on the inside. Oh, and then our embellishments. So this can get glued down. And then this will get glued down. Can you believe I made that glue last all of class? I can't. Okay, and then... Alright. I did purchase some DSP off the clearance rack, and I don't even remember it being live. Or when it was not clearanced. I must have missed it entirely. I'll show it to you. It's really cute. It's called Dandy Designs. They went up in July. Oh, the postage went up in July. Yeah. Bummer. I did not buy stamps before July. I should have planned ahead and bought stamps. I did not. I had intentions to. And then I didn't do it. Okay. And card number 2. No, card number 3. Now see, you'd have no idea that that started out as a white panel, right? Isn't it fun? So yes, you could start with Highland Heather cardstock and ink blend some gorgeous grape on the outside and then some black at the bottom, but that's not as fun. So we have these blending brushes and all of these tools, and I think we should use them, right? Why not? Okay, so those are our 3 cards for class today, guys. And you let me know which one you like best, 1, 2, or 3. I'm going to clean off my stamps a little bit while you discuss. And I'll show you Milo. He's taking a nap with his, we call it his little man. It's a little, it's actually a baby stuffed animal. And it's got a little blanket stuck to it. And every time one of the kids came home in the hospital, or from the hospital when they were born, they, the babies, got him this little stuffy toy so he didn't feel so like alone and left out, you know? So he has 3 of them, one from each of the kids, and he carries them around. So he's got his whale little man over there. And I should find his original. It's cute. It's a little, I think it was a puppy. It's red and it's like minky fabric, you know. You know dogs, they're just like kids. He's got to have his little lovey with him. So that's what he picked up and put it down right by, he's snuggling it. I wish I could show you how cute he looks, snuggling his little man, we call it. It's just so stinking cute. It's like he actually is snuggling. Okay, let's see. Linda Hunt says, really cute card. Trish says, Toil and Trouble is my fave. I bet this one, this blue one. Hildy says number 3, this one. Patty says can't decide, I like them all. I know, they're so cute. I like this purple one the best. I think it's really fun to do the die cut cards. The stamp set though, it's fun to color it in too, so that's why I wanted to do one where you color them in. Really, they're all cute, right? They're all cute. Okay, I'm going to put that away later, and let me, oh, did you want to see that Dandy Designs paper? It's really cute. Really cute. It's one of those big packs, like remember Delightfully Eclectic, how big that was? That's like the size of this. Ooh, Linda says first and third are her favorites, so purple and the one where you stamp. So it's got some really cute, they're double-sided. Double-sided, that's cute. This is like, it's a pink geometric pattern. That's cute. I'll show you my favorite one. There's flowers. This is the same as the front, just different color. That yellow is pretty. Look at that, isn't that cute? Polka dots. Hildy says I like them all. Yes. Thanks, Hildy. I like this color. I think that's Calypso Coral. Some plaid. This green is fun. All right, this is my favorite one of the whole pack, I think. This polka dot one. I love it. I think that's Calypso Coral, Granny Apple Green, Soft Seafoam, and maybe Highland Heather? Maybe that's Fresh Freesia. But I love it. So definitely a card is coming with that. And then I like this one too. That's Old Olive, Calypso Coral, and maybe Balmy Blue. I don't know. But it's a really huge paper pack. You get like 4 of each one, I think. Yeah, 4 of each one. So it's on the clearance rack. Again, I don't remember when it was live. It must have been at some point, but I don't know when. I don't remember seeing it live at all. So, okay, when are we live next? We are live next. Let me just look and I will tell you. I think it's Sunday. Yeah, I think it's Sunday. I can't find my channel. I'm finding other people's channels. Hello, there it is. Okay, whoops. Okay, we are live next 9/1 at 8:30 p.m. for Market Goodness. Yes, I think that is Sunday. So that's the Market Goodness bundle card class. We'll make 4 cards in that one. And that one's really cute. It has DSP with a bunch of veggies, and we're going to stamp and die cut some veggies, and we're going to make it look like a garden. It's really cute. The cards are not hard to make. And they have a little, it's not really interactive. It's 3D, I guess, 3D aspect to them, but nothing interactive per se. So we'll do that on Sunday. Okay, and then I have to make cards. Deanna likes the third one, the purple one. Me too. Oh, you can see me double. Hello. We'll have the Changing Leaves, some monthly subscription class. That's next Tuesday. Okay, so you guys want to see Milo? He's over here. My hair's a mess because it got soaking wet today, so don't mind my hair. All right, Milo. Do you know what time it is? Do you know what time it is? It's Milo time. It's treat time. Can you sit? Can you sit? Sit. Oh, good boy. Good boy sitting. That's a good bear. Oh, such a good bear you are. Oh, you're a good boy, aren't you? Yes. Oh. Yes, you're such a good boy, aren't you? I love you. I love you. Okay, good boy, Milo. Good boy, Milo. Good boy. Good boy. That's what you get for today. How is that? Satisfactory? Is that satisfactory? Yes, is that satisfactory? Big floppy-eared puppy. All right, guys. that's what I have for you for today. I hope you had fun making these cards. They're really fun. Oh, he's laying on my feet. They're really fun for Halloween. Any kids, any grandparents, anyone, your neighbor who doesn't like getting a card, right? So, I hope everyone has a good weekend. I will see you. It's Labor Day weekend, but I will see you on Sunday. I thought about having class on Monday, but Sunday works, I think. So, and if you can't watch me because you're busy doing Labor Day festivities, I hope you enjoy, and you can watch the replay whenever you have time. So, okay guys, yes, thanks Linda. Have a good weekend, and I will see you in 2 days, 3 days. Sunday, Thursday, no, today's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll see you in 3 days. We all know math is not my strong suit. Okay? All right. Bye guys. See you later. Take care.